where might an average citizen go to look at some of these expenditures that you're talking about that were paid to the DID from the campaign?
If you go online to the Allen County website, if you look at their past budgets, you will find budgeting reports. And for example, in the 2012 Allen County budget, if you go to page 50 of that budget, you will see that there's been a $50 expenditure from Allen County Council, a position that Bill Brown is running for right now, to the Downtown Improvement District. Now, some people have said, well, this is pretty much like Jeff Paddock running for City Council and being part of Headwaters Park. Headwaters Park being funded by City Council. Well, there's a real separate and distinct difference here. Jeff Paddock, in his pursuit of City Council, he was already the executive director of Headwaters Park and had been the executive director for some time. Bill Brown is running for Allen County Council at the same time that he is pursuing employment with an agency that's funded by Allen County Council. So that's the distinct difference. And also, the Journal-Gazette had reported previously about the fact that the county commissioners had renewed their agreement with DID at $50,000. Again, if you go to the Allen County government website, all this stuff is available. And if you go to Bill Brown's 2009 and 2010 campaign expense reports, you'll see a $1,000 expenditure from each of those campaign reports to DID. And some people will say, well, that's just goodwill. That's just a politician doing what politicians do and support community efforts. Well, the problem here is that every other expense that Bill Brown has funded, every other incident of goodwill has been $300 or less. The average expenditure by Bill Brown to support community goodwill projects is $100, not the $1,000 that he pays every year. Are there any other questions?
That he knew somehow that he was going to be in the position he is now?
I don't think that Bill Brown, I can't say what Bill Brown knew or didn't know. What I can say is that the facts show that for the past couple of years he has chosen to spend thousands of dollars on a position for which he is now applying for. This is something, timing is everything. Either he wants the position of the Downtown Improvement District or he wants Allen County Council, but he should not really be running for both at the same time, unless the hiring process is open to the general public. See, right now with the hiring process not being open to the general public, it just looks like pay to play. It looks like favoritism. It's political cronyism. If I or somebody else went up to DID right now and said, hey, would you let me apply for your job, and by the way, would you exclude all other potential applicants? DID would look at us like we were nuts. But yet, Bill Brown can walk in because he's applied before, because he knows people on the board, and he walks in and says, hey guys, I've donated in the past. We seem to work good together. I have a kind of sort of feeling for what you guys are all about. What do you say? Why don't we give me a try and do this? So did he know in 2009? Did he know in 2010? I don't know. That's not for me to say. I don't know what goes on in Bill Brown's mind.
But isn't that symptomatic, or not symptomatic, but isn't that something that happens with a lot of people? Somebody that they know gets in for a job. I mean, what's the difference between that and this?
The hiring process is usually open to the public, and those positions generally aren't funded by taxpayer dollars. I think when you have a position funded by taxpayer dollars, that makes all the difference in the world, especially when you're a candidate running for a political office.
It's my understanding, and I don't know if this is right, that they are looking at a pool of applicants from across the U.S.
They may be looking for a pool of applicants across the U.S., but in the meantime, they're giving Bill Brown an exclusive opportunity to quote-unquote prove that he's the only local Allen County resident who's able to take on this task, and they're paying him $70,000 of taxpayer dollars to do so. I have a problem with that. Matter of fact, I don't have a problem with that as a candidate. I have a problem with that as a citizen and as a downtown business owner. As a downtown business owner, I don't think Bill's qualified for the job. He's talking in an interview with the Journal-Gazette. He actually said something along the lines of wanting to build a corridor between two major points of attraction here in Fort Wayne because he felt that was good to, in the bad weather or inclement weather or winter weather, to keep people going between point A and point B. Well, that's fine for point A and for point B, but what about all the other downtown venues that rely on the same pedestrian traffic or the same vehicular traffic? You know, Bill Brown is a nice guy, but I've had dealings with Bill Brown as a business owner, and as a business owner, I wasn't impressed with those dealings. Approximately 2008 or 2009, Bill Brown had approached me as the owner of Model T Bicycle Rentals and had approached a competitor with regards to bringing Segways here to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Both this competitor and my company looked at this proposal from Segway of Indiana. Segway of Indiana, a place where Bill Brown had brought his personal Segway from, and we both turned down the proposal because it was just that bad. This company, which was based out of Carmel, Indiana, had satellite offices or pursuing satellite rental operations in Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, and South Bend. Fort Wayne turned the opportunity down. Two different businesses turned the opportunity down because it was just that bad. South Bend attempted the business, and the bicycle company that acted as the host actually imploded as a result of the Segway deal. The only one that survived was Indianapolis, who has a much, much higher pedestrian traffic and much higher vehicle traffic past the Whitewater State Park. So, you know, from an economic development standpoint, I just don't believe that Bill Brown is the best candidate for this particular job.
And you say that it's not open to any Allen County residents. What's your basis for saying that? I mean, do you know that, in fact, somebody has stated that it's closed to anybody from Allen County?
Can you show me where it's been open to Allen County? If I'm wrong, I'll call myself out here.
Well, I'm asking you, has somebody applied from Allen County and been told?
I do not know of the behind-the-scenes workings of the Downtown Improvement District, and that kind of goes back to transparency. You know, more of anything that's funded by taxpayer dollars should be more transparent. And your question, I don't know. I don't know who has or who hasn't, but from all the media reports, including those from the Journal-Gazette, it's been made pretty abundantly clear that this was an exclusive deal with Bill Brown. Temporarily being from here to whatever the ending date, which we don't even know an ending date. Right now it's tentatively set for the end of the year, supposedly. And again, a lot of this is coming from news reports, so your guess is as good as mine. Any other questions?
No, I just thought it was 90 days.
Pardon?
I thought it was 90 days, the interim period.
I don't have all the stuff here, but, well, maybe I do.
While they search. I mean, that's just my understanding. I'm sure it's 90 days.
Even 90 days is too long if it is, but I don't think so. I think the Journal-Gazette itself had reported, and I could be wrong. Maybe I misread the Journal-Gazette, but I don't believe I did.
Do you have a copy of your statement?
I'll be posting it on Facebook so that you and everybody else will have a copy of what was said here today.